Before this video even starts, I want to say this is all possible. Alright, lads. How's everybody doing tonight? No, it's pretty late. Random stream. I know. Came out of nowhere. But I was actually in the process of making this a video, and I was like, you know what? I'd rather stream this. Because felt like it worked with it a little bit more. And also, I personally didn't really want to go through and edit that video because it wouldn't be fun to edit. Because it's a lot more serious, and there weren't really like any memes or anything like that in it. So yeah, gonna be talking about current state of global. I'll be using my channel as a reference here for pretty much everything, because I think I've covered most of the topics that I want to talk about is videos on this channel. So yeah, but I appreciate all you guys coming out. How many we got right now? We got what, 98 people right watching? I'm not on actually my my actual stuff in this, so appreciate everybody coming out. I can't look at the chat right now. Don't have to. Why can I talk? I don't have two monitors, so yeah. But here we go. So if anybody doesn't know what I'm about to talk about, I'll give you a brief hold on, wait, there's a fly in my room. Never mind, it flew away. But I'm gonna give you a brief explanation of what is going on, or the problems that global GS is currently facing. So let's start with, we're only going to do 3. There's a lot more than 3 at the moment, but we're only going to talk about 3 of them. So, let's do it. First one is the 5K ALK. A lot of people are upset about it. I'll talk about more about that in a second. The unskippable banners that have been happening with the global team, where they're releasing banners that unless you had these units before, then you're going to have to summon. If you have them, then you don't. But if you don't have them, you have to summon. And I'm going to talk about that too, the exclusivity issue in GS, because there's a lot of exclusive stuff that is a really big problem in this game. So I'll talk about that too. So we got the banners, we got the ALK, and then finally the communication between the global team and the actual, team. So as a team, the community, goodness. I just woke up like a few hours ago, so you guys gotta bear with me. I don't feel too good either, so I'm sorry about that too. But let's talk about the ALK and the banners first, shall we? So let's go back to, let's see, where was it at? Where was it? Okay, just make sure this is on display, right? Okay, it is. But we're gonna go back to, let's see, where did it start? Technically it started with Yu Yu Hakusho, but I'll let Yu Yu Hakusho pass. This is where it started. I don't know if you guys can see my cursor, but should you summon KOB #1 Hero Fest? So this was a summoner's choice that came out. This was where the string of god tier banners came out, and it was pretty much a must summon for everybody. Everybody had to summon for it, unless you already had the units. Thankfully, with this banner, I already had both Thetis and Berwick, so I could skip, but a lot of other people didn't, so they had to summon. This was one banner, right? So this is a week. Consider that. This is 1 week. Second week, should you summon KOB? And then we go on a little bit further. Third week is this, should you summon Veronica? This was an amazing banner because it had the mono support units on it. Everybody had to summon this if you cared about your mono teams at all. Move on a little bit more. Sistina. Where is it? Yeah, right here. Sistina summons. That's what? 4 banners, right? And then finally we get to Gon Kamuy, which is the 5th banner. 5 banners in a row. There was must summons for whales, collectors, light spenders, dolphins, whatever you want to call yourself, and free to plays. 5 banners in a row, okay? A lot of people were upset about that, because that's 5 god tier banners back to back to back. And I knew they were going to pull something like this, but it just, I guess, is how it goes currently in global GS. So a lot of people are upset about that. And the reason why people are upset, for one, is because the rates in GS are kind of a lie. I don't have the game pulled up right now, but you guys have seen it in some videos from me, from other people. When rates up in GS are somewhat of a myth. Because, yeah, you have a 4% rate to pull the banner unit, but whenever you consider the fact that every other unit is on the banner, it's like, it's not really 4%. It's not in your favor compared to other games, like, let's say let's just use Fate Grand Order for an example, right? Another popular mobile game that a lot of people have played. In Fate, the rates for a lot of people are terrible because they want the 5-star units. But there is one thing I will tell you about Fate, and I'll give it to them with this. If you summon on a banner that is for specifically that 5-star unit, and you get a 5-star, it will be that unit, no matter what. It more than likely it will be. I would say 8 out of 10 times it's going to be that unit, because the rate is heavily favored, like for you to get that new unit if you're summoning for it. Unlike in GS, where I think it's more so like a 50-50 split almost. Goodness, I almost choked. But it's more of a 50-50 split for GS. Because, like I said, you got every unit on the banner, right? Everybody's 4% on the banner, but then you have the huge pool of all the other 5-stars, and they're all 2%. So in a way, yeah, you got these 4 units that are 4%, but guess what? You got 56 plus units in the pool that are all 2%. So you see, kind of outweighs it. That's why I say it's kind of a myth to an extent. And it's really hard to walk away with actual banner units. So that's a reason why a lot of people are upset. 5K Alk, I don't know why they did it again. I understood why they did it with the Yu Hakusho, because it was technically the quote-unquote half anniversary for GS. I don't know why that was a thing. They didn't do that in JP, I don't think. I think it was just more so we could celebrate the download celebration that was going on in JP instead. Well, just for global, but instead, they called it the half anniversary celebration, which I guess is fine. But the 5K Alk, I think a lot of people was okay with in Yu Hakusho because we were guaranteed at least one of the units. So a lot of people were fine with it. Then they do it again with the Acerpa banner, which is really trash because there's only 2 crossover units that are banner units. You got Acerpa and then Shugimoto. Hijikata is a free luck unit, right? And they didn't do a 10K Alk. However, on JP, let me see if I can. Well, actually, no, I won't go to Twitter. I'll just go here. On JP, we go here to the Grand Summoners official Discord, and we go look in the JP news section. We will see that Acerpa and them, I think they posted it. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure they did. That banner actually had a 10K Alk, wherever it is. Let's see. Yep, here you go. Right there. Boom. 10K Alk. It's pretty much the exact same banner as it is on Global, but we didn't get this. A lot of people were upset because we didn't get it. It doesn't make sense why we didn't get it. So here's a disconnect between the Global team and the JP team. So that was one time. Now, a lot of people are upset. A lot of people are mad, including myself. I'm a little bit like, why did y'all do that? Kind of like a dick move to an extent. You put 2 units in a 5K Alk banner and expect people to just go crazy on it, and they did. But like, people went 300K Alk deep and didn't even get a single unit. Or not a single unit, but a single crossover unit. That's terrible. That's actually terrible, man. Then, what's the next thing that we're talking about? I keep losing my train of thought because I just woke up. Goodness. Talked about the Alk. We talked about the summons. What's next? Oh, and let's talk about the exclusivity issue real quick. Why are people so upset though about Acerpa? Ask yourself that. It's because this girl is exclusive. You know last time Acerpa's been here? Let's look. Last time Acerpa was here, okay? Last time Acerpa was here. Type in Acerpa 1 year ago. To be exact, this was September 10th of 2018. That was when the crossover first came. Or actually, even before then. Man, what the YouTube Premium, get out of here. Even before then, if I actually type in Golden Call movie, I think I actually did a video talking about the crossover before it came out to Global, which that would more give you an exact date of when it comes. Let's see. Yeah, right here. This is 1 year ago, and this was August 27th. Yeah, so it came, I'm assuming, in the beginning of September. Oh, man. And you see why a lot of people are upset, because after this girl leaves, she's not coming back. She more than likely won't come back. This is probably the lowest revenue crossover they could have ever brought back, because it doesn't bring you in new players, because the anime isn't really that big. Even in Japan, I know it's not that big. It's not that popular of an anime either, and It's just there. It was more so the game promoting the anime whenever they crossed over than the anime promoting the game. And that's why a lot of people are upset, because very exclusive. You know why? Because a lot of people are upset too, because you have the same situation with all of the top tier units in the game. Mako. She's not coming back. Who knows when Kill la Kill will come back? Same situation. Same exact situation. You know who else? Melty. Same situation. Top tier support unit won't come back till who knows when. And who's the other one? Priestess, we're not gonna talk about her. Screw Priestess, man. I don't fuck with it. But you see what I mean. All of the top tier support units for GS are tied behind crossovers, and there's no GS counterpart. Who in GS can do what a Serpa does down to the T? Tell me. No one. Who in GS can do what Mako does down to a T? No one. Who can do what Melty does? No one. You see what I mean? That's a huge problem that new players face whenever they get into the game, because they lock these units behind these crossover banners, and that's what causes this tension in the community that they have to get this unit, because if they don't, who knows when it will come back. It could be in 6 months, it could be in a year, it could be 3 years. Oh wait, the game's dead. Like, you know what I mean? Who knows when it'll come back. And that's a really big problem. There's no counterpart to a Serpa. Like, there's not like a weaker version of her. And that's all I would want. Personally, I would be perfectly fine if the crossover units were like the top of the tier. Like, these guys were the best support units you could get. As long as there was a counterpart to them that regular players could get, like, majority of the time from Hero Fest and stuff like that. Like, for example, with Finn isn't even on the level of Mako, unfortunately. D-Finn, my favorite unit in the game, isn't even on the level of any of the crossover units, and he can't compete with them. On a unit-to-unit basis, both of them being supports, Finn gets fucking slapped by every single one of these females. And there's nothing that he can do. Exclusivity issue, huge problem. And I don't know how Global will fix it, or what the dev team can do to fix that. But that is something they need to look into, and then possibly explore different avenues where you can make a weaker version of those characters, but make it to where other people can get them. So there is another version so people can actually do that. Because if you don't do that, then what happens is you release these contents that where you need certain units, because every in-game content is locked behind unit-based, right? Everything's tied behind units, not team comps, units. Look at Asus. This entire fight is tied behind units, not a team comp. Team comp doesn't even matter for Asus, I feel like, to an extent. Like, yeah, the only person that matters is Gerald and maybe Millennia. Swick is replaceable, and then also, what's her name? Who's the other one? Sandstone. Sandstone's not replaceable. No. Yeah, Sandstone and Gerald, I'll say are the two main ones. Everybody else, it's unit-based. You don't have Swick, you're not going to really have enough damage. It's going to take you a long time to do it. Don't have Millennia, maybe you can get away with using Redoc. But every in-game content's unit-based compared to other games, like, let's say, for example, Dissidia, Opera Omnia, right? I'm just going to use this as an example. In Dissidia, Opera Omnia, let's look up a Chaos fight. Let's see, this is the brand new Chaos, right? This is a challenge quest. As long as you can create a team that can counter the boss, it works. You can use any unit in this game. As long as you can counter the boss and also bring enough stuff to support these units, you can beat this boss. These guys in this video right here, we're going to use this video as an example. Cait Sith hasn't been buffed for years. For like 6 months, Cait Sith has not been buffed. Tifa, same way. It's been 6 months since she released. Squall is the only unit recently that's been buffed in Dissidia. All these units are still able to beat the hardest Chaos, or the newest Chaos that just came out, which is the hardest difficulty for Dissidia. Crazy, right? Of course, not every gacha game is like Grand Summoners, and I can't really compare it like that, but you guys get the point. It's unit specific, and it causes tension, and a lot of people don't like it. Exclusivity issue, a big problem. We need to get rid of it. I don't know how we're going to get rid of it, but we need to do something. either give us guaranteed crossovers or give it to where a banner comes back that's like, hey, this is the crossover support banner. I don't know how that will work with licensing and stuff, but do something, man, because it sucks for new players or anybody getting into the game whenever they look at like what's the best stuff in the game and it's locked behind crossovers. What's the best AoE Archton item in the game? Goku uniform, Melty's dress, Malim's clothes, a Serpa's dagger. Oh wait, all of them crossover support items. It's ridiculous. It's actually ridiculous. So, exclusivity, huge problem. Either we need to make weaker versions of them to have in GS just all the time, or make crossovers like come back a lot more frequently, or make it a lot easier to get these crossover units, which is what the 10k AUKs are for whenever you play the game. But unfortunately, we didn't get that. So that's kind of the reason that all this is happening. Oh, man. And then the lack of communication. Let's talk about this. This is a big one, okay? This is a big one. And I'm going to say it right out, okay? I'm going to say it right out. Your boy OP ain't no respect for anything, okay? Lack of communication started with this right here. Let me see if I can find it. If I named it. Did I name it first anniversary or just like I actually spelled it out? I played this game ever since it came out. Right here. Right here. After this, the Fire Nation attacked. After this first anniversary video, the Fire Nation freaking attacked, boys. And I don't actually think I made a video on it. I might have. But you know what happened after this first anniversary? First anniversary happened in what? Let me actually check. What, November 9th of 2018. First anniversary, I think, started. But it didn't end until like the end of December. First anniversary was with Freed, Grawl, Risley, all of them. Super hype. A lot of people wanted it. Really good. You know what comes out? You know who joins forces with Global Team and releases it right after? It's motherfucking... Where is it at? Berwick. Right after the first anniversary ends. Wait, Berwick in 2 days. Wait, it's the same thing as the Stina video. But, February 25th, 2019. Like, literally, as soon as we got done with Global, first anniversary, 1 month later, Berwick comes out. Who joined the team before this happened? It was none other than our lads, Crunchyroll Games. Crunchyroll Games joined GS, and that was the last time Globals ever did anything like talking to the community. GS actually used to release videos back in the day, like on a weekly or monthly basis. It wasn't that many, but at least it was something where they would talk about the new update, talk about the new events, and then that would be it. That would be the video. But that was at least something. You at least acknowledged your community. As nowadays, it's just like, oh, wait, what's the community doing? Let's go into this, let's go into that, and let's go into Global, and let's see how people are reacting to this, and let's see. Oh, look, Eric, he posted his, wait. So look, Eric talks about all this stuff, and I mean, lads, you're getting middle fingers and everything. Like, people were upset, like, and then not only this, I'm not even going to go to the Reddits, but I know on Reddit as well, people are talking about, you know, all the problems currently in Global. And I'm not blaming it completely on Crunchyroll, but only thing I'm going to say is, every time you guys touch a game, it seems to die rapidly. Look at Damachi, after you guys partnered with them. Look at Mob Psycho, the game that you guys made. Died on release. And Mob Psycho is a pretty popular IP, and it died. The only games I feel like that you guys have made able to keep alive is just GS, and I don't even know how the Overlord game's doing. But a lot of people don't like that either. And the reason why I say this is because it could just be a coincidence. But usually after Crunchyroll Games joins anything, they make it to where the developers are constantly pushing out summons instead of content. So, not saying that they are kind of the reason behind this super accelerated schedule that Global has been on since like the beginning of time almost, ever since they joined. But I feel like it was also maybe some of their stuff where they're like, release Cross the Blaze, skip Sacred Union, push out that Cross the Blaze. You see? So, lack communication. There's never any communication like with anything. Like with the current events that are going on, I waited. I personally waited. What's today? The 4th, right? Look, 4th. This stuff came out, when was it? Let's check. When did Eric post that? I waited. Eric posted this on, this is Nepco. Nepco posted this on the 26th. So, ever since it's been announced and people were talking about the 10K alks and all that, I waited until today to make this video because I was waiting to see if Eric would post a Q&A or something and talk about what the team is currently doing for everything. And he didn't. So it kind of is like, I feel like I need to talk about this because I'm the biggest content creator for GS. I kind of do have to say something to an extent. So like communication, that's the big thing, man. In this current mobile market, how are you not having communication with your community? It's like if you were a huge YouTuber and you got super famous and you never gave back to the people that made you that. It's the same thing that's happening with GS. You literally, your entire success is based on your player base and you're just completely giving them the backhand right now. Just throwing them under the bus. Because you're not having any communication. You haven't had communication in a long time. The dev teams are completely split apart. There's a disconnect between both dev teams because if there wasn't, then we wouldn't be in this situation currently. I've seen dysfunctional global teams before. And GS, you guys may be up there with like 7 Deadly Sins and the amount of dysfunctional stuff that y'all be doing sometimes. But it is ridiculous. And needs to stop. Like Filthy Frank would say. But yeah. As for me, the only thing that I want to change, or what I would like them to do, is that I want them, I know a lot of people may be like, OP, what the fuck? But here's what I'm going to say, okay? I think whenever this crossover gets reset, they change the 5K ALK banner to a 10K ALK. And a lot of people are going to be upset about that because they already spent their ALK, but at least they change it. So, yeah, it does suck for you guys that spent, millions of ALK, thousands upon thousands of ALK on it, and you didn't get anything you wanted, but at least they changed it to a 10K ALK so you have a better chance. That's one thing that I would recommend them to do. With the exclusivity thing, I can't recommend them to do anything. That falls on them and a way that they need to work out how to balance the game better with the GS units, because every single GS unit gets thrown under their bus. You can make an all crossover team currently in GS and it will work perfectly fine. You can literally use like Yusuke, Acerpa, Mako, and then whoever other crossover unit you want, boom, they can probably beat every piece of content in the game. Which is fine. That's perfectly okay. I'm glad because people come into the game for crossovers. It's the fact, though, that there is no replacement for Mako. There is no replacement for Acerpa. 2 of the strongest units in the entire game. So exclusivity, that needs to be worked on internally, I feel like. And you guys need to do something about that. Like I said, I think the best course of action is to just release weaker versions of Acerpa and Mako and all that. Or release stronger versions, that will work too, of them. But as GS units, people like the GS story and the GS unit designs. It just doesn't make sense that you guys don't work with what you got. You guys build up like this insane backstory, supposedly, for these units and try to connect the dots with the lore, and you don't use them. Like, we don't have some of the stuff in the game that we should. Like, Valhalla is super weak, but he's the one that ended the original ancient war in the lore? What? Like, you see what I mean? Like, it doesn't make sense that you hype up these characters with the lore and make them so strong to where whenever they release, it's like, oh shit, they're gonna kick a dumpster. Congratulations, he's the garbage man. So, exclusivity, need to fix that. Communication, just be more vocal. Whenever you have people yelling at you and talking about on Reddit, and the only thing they want is for the game to be better, and you're just sitting there like, no, then it's a problem. It's a really big problem. Especially because I'm not going to say who told me this, but especially because you guys were told this directly from certain members of the community, with past stuff that happened, and you told them literally to shut the fuck up and let you guys do your job. I don't know who said that, but you guys, that right there, that's a really big turnoff. So I hope that's fixed. I hope whoever did that on the global team is just, they were having a bad day. I'll give them the benefit of the doubt. Communication, need that fixed. Need to talk more with the community. Whether that be live streams, newsletters, roadmaps, something. JPGS does this like every month. They release a live stream, they talk about stuff. And I know it may be hard right now because of COVID, but try harder. Put some more effort to it, lads. You guys have a good game here, but you're messing it up. As for the banners, personally, the only thing I would recommend you guys do is stop Cross the Blaze right now. Don't even go further, okay? Because people are going to be so pissed off if next week is episode 2 of Cross the Blaze. I think you guys stop Cross the Blaze for a little bit, and you may just do Sacred Union. So people can cool off, skip some banners, and regain themselves. Because right now what you guys are doing is that you're considering your consumers as numbers and not just people. And you guys are just becoming extremely money hungry. And whether that be the actual dev teams becoming money hungry, or whether that be Crunchyroll Games, Good Smile Company, I don't know. But if you guys don't slow down, people are already starting to drop this game. People are already starting to quit this game. And it's going to finally end up to where the game doesn't have any players. And the game's going to die on global. That's just how it will be if stuff doesn't change, unfortunately. And with the way things are going, if no course of action is changed, and let's say every single week we're getting more and more power creep, then I feel like more and more people are going to be led on to quit the game. Especially people who are spending money on the game. Because I know you guys collect data. I know you guys do. You guys collect data. Every app collects data. I know you guys see that people are wailing. And they're wailing on these banners. And I know you guys see it too, where they'll wail and they don't get the unit. So they spend more money and they keep going. Whether that be a gambling addiction or they rather want the unit, I hope to God no one plays GS and they have a gambling addiction. Because that's the main thing that gacha games are known for. And you guys see that, and this is why you're doing it, because you see that you can abuse those people. So stop. Then you guys need to set back and just be like, this game is something that we have. It's a very solid game. You guys just need to improve some quality of life stuff for it, add some more stuff to it, and you guys have a game that could last y'all for another 3 years possibly, maybe even longer depending on how much y'all do with it. But yeah, those are my thoughts with everything, guys, with the current state of global GS. They won't listen to me. They never have. So this is more so just me talking to y'all, kind of bringing you guys the information that is happening and all the bullshit that's happening currently. So they're not gonna listen to me. Never have before. Literally, I've made videos about this on the past. If you go to my channel, you can probably find some. I don't remember the names of them, but I've made videos talking about problems that GS had. I've sent them emails. I've edited them on Twitter, and never once have they responded to me. Never once have they contacted me or anything. It doesn't matter how much work I put in, how many videos I make on the game, how much I try to make the game as entertaining for people to keep playing and for people to keep enjoying it. It doesn't matter what I do as a content creator, and it doesn't fall on me to make people's attention for the game stay for long term. It falls on the developers. Only thing I can do is help people, right? I can only help people, and then maybe my content can persuade you to keep playing the game. But current state of global, if it keeps going like this for the next 2 or 3 months, then OP may be out of the GS scene, because I haven't had fun in GS in a while, and the only way I have fun is from making videos for you guys and doing live streams and stuff. So yeah, that's pretty much the only way I have fun in this game at this point. It's just from content creation, which is fine. I'm perfectly okay with that. But I think it sucks for people who, of course, play this game just to play it. They're not playing it for any other reason. They're just playing it just to play it, and they're getting cucked right now. But thank you all for coming out. It's been your boy P. That was it. I just want to make this live stream. You guys can share this if you want to with other people, whatever. But if you want to talk about this, don't just comment it. Don't just talk in the live stream. If you guys want to see some change happen, go to your Reddits, go to your Discord servers, go to all that type of stuff, and get talking about it. Because just commenting it on my video or whatever isn't going to change anything. Go to their social medias. Tell them how you feel. Don't be negative, though, okay? Don't be overly negative. You guys have to create constructive feedback and make it to where you're coming from a person that wants to see change in the game because you like it. Because if you create negative feedback, what's going to happen is that they're going to see nothing. Everything that they see is going to be completely negative, and they're going to be like, well, it seems like we're doing nothing right. And they're going to start doing stuff that maybe you didn't want to do, or it got misinterpreted, whatever. Will they listen? Who knows? But we'll see. I hope they respond at some point within the next week or so, because a lot of people are upset. Good news is, though, about all this, at least it wasn't a scam thing that happened, right? At least it wasn't a banner came out and they took your crystals, but it wasn't like guaranteed or whatever. So that's the good thing. But business practices and everything that's happening currently, I know the gacha game scene is known for scummy business practices, but what's happening currently on global, it's just really abuse to the consumer. That's all it is. So thank you all for coming out. Be your boy P. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe for more. And last but not least, man, you guys already know what to do. Don't forget to drink water.